In a quiet corner of Willowbrook Forest, Carl the turtle lived under a shady elm tree near a sparkling brook. He spent his days gathering colorful pebbles and basking in the warm sun, dreaming of adventures beyond the glade. One crisp morning, as Carl organized his pebble collection, a soft breeze carried the sound of a distant sniffle. He perked up his ears and slowly made his way toward the sound, curious and concerned. Near the mossy roots of an old oak tree, he found a squirrel wiping her eyes. She had lost her favorite acorn, and without it, she said, she couldn't sleep. Carl gently offered to help find it. Carl began searching the nearby bushes and leaves, moving slowly and carefully. He looked under mushrooms, behind logs, and even inside a hollow stump, but the acorn was nowhere to be found. Instead of giving up, Carl kept asking gentle questions about the acorn's shape and color. With more clues, he retraced the squirrel's steps and finally spotted a golden glint between two stones by the brook. Carl picked up the acorn with his flipper and brought it back. The squirrel squeaked with joy, hugging the acorn, and then Carl. She thanked him and ran off to her tree, smiling brightly. As Carl turned to go home, he heard the gentle buzzing of bees in distress. A few bees were circling a low branch, bumping into each other and looking lost. Carl approached slowly, careful not to startle them. He noticed their hive had tilted and nearly fallen from the tree. Without their home, the bees were confused and couldn't find their queen. He climbed carefully up a nearby rock and used a fallen branch to prop the hive back into place, wedging it safely between the crook of two limbs. The bees buzzed gratefully, flying back into the hive in happy loops. One bee even landed on Carl's nose as if to say thank you. Feeling warm inside, Carl continued on, his shell glinting in the afternoon sun. He crossed the meadow slowly, stopping now and then to greet a butterfly or watch clouds roll by. Suddenly, Carl heard a gentle sobbing sound near the berry bushes. He found a baby bird on the ground, looking up sadly at its nest high above. Carl knew he couldn't climb the tree, but he also knew he had to help. He looked around and saw a curved branch nearby and some soft moss. Using his shell and strength, he nudged the branch to create a gentle slope. He then gathered moss and piled it beneath the tree for a soft landing. The little bird used its wings to hop upward, encouraged by Carl's soft clucks. With one final flutter, it reached the nest where its mother chirped with joy. The bird family sang a sweet tune just for Carl, who bowed his head politely and backed away to let them enjoy the moment together. Evening was approaching, and Carl continued along the winding trail. The sun dipped low, casting golden light on the forest floor. As he walked, Carl thought about the squirrel, the bees, and the baby bird. He hadn't planned to help anyone that day, but it felt good inside. At a quiet pond, Carl stopped to rest. His reflection in the water looked calm and proud. He smiled to himself and listened to the frogs singing in the reeds. Just then, a voice called out. An old mole had dropped his walking stick into the pond. Carl didn't hesitate. He dipped his head into the water and gently scooped it up. The mole gave Carl a hug, saying, "You're the kindest creature I've ever met." Carl blushed under his shell but felt a warm flutter in his heart. As stars began to twinkle above, Carl made his way back home under the elm tree, where fireflies danced around his pebble collection. He looked at his pebbles but felt something new. The treasures of the day weren't shiny stones, but the friends he'd helped along the way. With a tired yawn, Carl curled into his shell, listening to the soft night sounds of Willowbrook Forest, dreaming of more adventures and kindnesses to come.